In that case, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to yield if Mr. Tancredo is here, because our next speaker has 11 minutes, Mr. Franks of Arizona, and I don't want to cut him off in the middle of his remarks. Mr. Tancredo of Colorado, a member of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, I'd like to recognize him then for 4 minutes, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman from Colorado is recognized for 4 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The approaching vote on this resolution has caused me, and I'm sure many of my colleagues, to give serious and considerable thought to the most difficult issue faces America today. Like many of my friends on both sides of the aisle, and like many Americans, I'm opposed to increasing our troop presence in Iraq. I'm sure we've all asked ourselves individually what we would do if we were in the Oval Office at this time. If I were in the Oval Office, if I were Commander-in-Chief, I'd tell the Iraqis something similar to what Benjamin Franklin told the woman who asked him as he came out of the deliberations on the Continental Congress, "Dr. Franklin, what have you given us?" He answered, "A republic if you can keep it." Mr. Speaker, I believe we have, with our blood and treasure, already won a great victory when we deposed a dictator and helped the Iraqis set up a fledgling democracy. Frankly, I believe it is now up to them to keep it. Mr. Speaker, the fall of Saddam has helped create a situation in the Middle East that we did not anticipate, but one that can be exploited. I believe that the ethnic and sectarian earthquake inside and across the broader Middle East is underway. I believe the fault lines in this conflict can be seen moving today, not just in Iraq, but in Lebanon, Iran, and elsewhere. If I were Commander-in-Chief, I would do what I could to exploit the situation. I believe it can be exploited, but not if we are acting as a referee in what has now become a civil war. I believe that prolonging or increasing the U.S. presence in Iraq will virtually guarantee this fault line will move in a way not advantageous to us. Sure, if I were President, Mr. Speaker, I can tell you unequivocally I would not be sending an extra 20,000 soldiers. But I am not the President of the United States. I am not the Commander-in-Chief. I am a member of Congress. And while I have every right as a member of Congress to voice my concerns and objections to what I see as flaws in the strategies this President may choose to employ, neither I nor this Congress has the right to micromanage a war. Mr. Speaker, our Constitution vests sole authority over command of the U.S. military in the President of the United States, not in 435 congressmen or 100 senators. Our founding fathers empowered the President, not the Congress, with the authority precisely to avoid the kind of group micromanagement that our military strategy that we are seeing on this floor today. I differ with the President on many things, Mr. Speaker. Indeed, one of them is his recently announced surge strategy. But while I am concerned about the wisdom of the strategic military decision, Congress does not have the authority nor the ability to manage this war or any other by committee. And I fear that this resolution is just the beginning of a long-term attempt by Congress to become the micromanager of the conflict in Iraq. As many members have correctly noted, this resolution is non-binding, but it has been described by its authors as just the bark from the congressional dog. The bite will come, as they say, during the appropriations process. As I said at the beginning, Mr. Speaker, for a time this resolution posed a dilemma for me. But after hours of listening to the debate, reading the Constitution, and helped me to decide how to vote, there is no longer a doubt in my mind. I accept the wisdom of the Founding Fathers and bend to the constraints of the document that we swear to uphold and defend. I hope the members of both sides will think carefully about a precedent that this debate will set for the future, for future presidents, future wars, future soldiers. And I'd ask them to join me in opposing this ill-conceived resolution. I yield back the balance of my time.